All right, welcome back to the channel. Making a, we'll see, maybe short video about what I'm doing right this second and how you can do it too. If you don't have access to a 3D printer to get, you know, bolt action or semi auto rifles, they can be had pretty much dirt cheap on Etsy. You just got to be patient because some of the dealers there, I've had the weirdest experience with Etsy. For example, I ordered a bunch of stuff from a guy in Florida. He lives on the East Coast, literally about an hour drive from where I live, maybe an hour and a half, right? It always takes this guy like the longest time to deliver anything. And then I've ordered stuff from, well, this came from Romania. It's an alternate, you know, commander for a Heretic Legion force, right? And it got here in like 2 weeks. It's like everything I've ordered. I ordered this from Germany, and I ordered all of these things basically at the same time. This came from, I think, Germany or Kazakhstan. If you don't recognize this, this is a M60A4-5 Starship. It was a Cold War and later variant of the M60. You'll notice it got rid of the big spotlight on the front because by this time they had developed, night vision. But anyway, I digress. Yes, you can order packs of skulls, heretic heads, whatever you want off of Etsy for like $1.90 for, tons of them, right? So you just got to be willing to wait. Now, currently, what I am doing, see, my 3D printer, which has been acting up since I switched to the Elegoo to the frozen extra tough resin. The frozen extra tough resin just doesn't want to stick to the freaking build plate. So we'll see if it works today. I like up the exposure time and stuff like that. But what I have is flagellants from the old world. And what I am doing is from just a random STL called Crusader Arms, I am gluing bolt action. These look like Mauser K98s actually onto these guys, right? Now, another thing you could do is get flagellants and any War Games Atlantic, World War I figures, or even World War II figures, really. And, just glue the modern weapons onto the flagellant bodies. The other thing is these guys are not going to be wearing the tall, pointy hats, the capralettes or whatever. Because there is, see, I've already got like 2 or 3 trench pilgrim armies. This specific army is, I think it's St. Methodius or something. They get to take extra, my brain just went blank, these things, right? And they can even take these that are armed with like ranged equipment and just baller stuff, right? But they don't wear the iron caprolets. So I'll be using the standard flagellant head on this guy. But you can see it's just the flagellant body with whatever. And if I've got a couple of old school looking backpacks, I'll throw on some of them. And for their castigator and their whatever, I'll just use some of them that I have. I found a castigator kit that like actually had the whole kit broken down by like the body, the head, arms, and it had all kinds of options for arms, a cape. And before I started having problems with my 3D printer, I kind of went nuts and I made a ton of those guys. So the other thing I've done is I've built I'm using Antioch as the baseline for this army, but I am using miniatures that I downloaded online. These are, I forget what guy does these, but these are Varangian guards. And as you can see, I just threw the arms from a trench engineer on him. So that's a trench engineer. Here's my cleric, who literally was a free STL that was just like cleric. And then I've got 3 guys. You can see they got backpacks with shotguns. Of course, these will have to be detailed. That's the space coat. And great swords. So these are my shock troopers. I have 5 of them. And 3 of them are shotguns with great swords, because that just seems like a pretty good combo to me. Will it be? I don't know. It might suck and be the worst thing ever, and they might all die. But just, doing a little bit of, I guess, theory crafting or whatever you call it. Yeah, that seems like that could be a pretty good combo, right? And then, so I've got my 3 guys like that. Where are my other shock troopers? The 2 other shock troopers are armed with BAR automatic rifles, because I can get 2 of those, I think, or 2 machine guns, whichever way that I'm counting them. So we've got shock troopers ready to go. And I'm not 100% sure. Now, here's the lieutenant. He's got a binocular. He's got a trench shield. He's got a sword. And he's got a submachine gun. So, he is ready to rock. He's got a trench shield, submachine gun. I think you can use those together. And then here is maybe this is the other shock trooper, and the LMG guys are not. Let me look. Do I got the 2 of these? If I got 2 of these, then obviously these are the shock troopers. Now I'm not seeing a second one, so no worries. But I've got a guy with a shotgun, just a shotgun. And I think he might be, no, he is the second trench engineer. That's how that works. So I've got a lieutenant, a cleric, 5 shock troopers, and 2 engineers. And that's pretty much a lot of my points, because these guys are geared out. They all have like multiple different kinds of weapons. Like the cleric's got a trench shield and a sword. You got 2 guys with light machine guns and pistols. You've got, the guys with the shotguns and the great swords. And then you've got, submachine guns. I mean, I've basically hit the max of what you could take on certain weapons. And so the next thing for me to do is just to paint up the cloth and the boots and everything and put them on a, base them out and everything. And that will be my Antioch guys. if I have enough points, and I think I do, I'm going to take a machine armored guy with a machine gun. Just for more firepower, and that should be fine since these two guys, I can just say, have automatic rifles. So, my limit on machine guns I can spend on the machine armor if that's what I do. So yeah. So these guys, since according to the book, which I have on another window, their particular group never wears iron capulets or capulets, whatever. What is this? This is Sacred Affliction. Yeah, they carry millstones, which I don't think I have any millstones, but I could probably make some. Yeah, they don't use iron capirotes. Faith alone. Also, okay, they're not it's the Cavalcade of the 10th Plague that's hardcore Orthodox. And they don't believe in any of the new innovations. So the church in Rome is very suspicious of them, and vice versa. But so yeah, maybe I'll have to find some millstones and shrink them down so that they're small enough that I can like glue them to their backs or something, and then we'll have that group. The group that will be representing the guys that are super orthodox, I already showed you. They're the guys that were all red, and had that going on. So yeah. And then the other thing I've been working on before I end the video, I'm going to end it soon, is a Swiss Guard. So, Vatican Rapid Deployment Force, whatever. So I have these Swiss Guard bodies that come from War Games Atlantic. And this guy's got the old 30-06 BAR, Browning automatic rifle. So, and then we've got one of them with a submachine gun. Because they're Vatican rapid deployment force, the list of weapons they can take is different, right? Like this guy's, he's got his halberd, but he's also got a shotgun on his back. Again, I don't know if they're good really because I haven't played the game enough, but I am a huge fan of the shotgun. We've got this guy who's got a hand grenade in one hand and a submachine gun in the other. And then, of course, we got to have a guy with a shotgun because, that's just whatever. And I haven't made the cleric that's going to be leading them, but I do have all the stuff to make the cleric. And the guys with shotguns are going to be like the normal troops, and then the four dudes with the good weapons and the cleric are all going to be Swiss, or lieutenant are all going to be Swiss Guard, which they're immune to fear. And then like I need to paint the icons on this guy, but I like the kind of gray color I got out of him. The gold needs a brown wash, but I'm thinking I will try. Is this it? No. I have this panel liner, dark brown. I'm thinking I'll do that for all the like gold detail. Is I'll just tap it with the panel liner and let it capillary forces take charge, and that might look really good. Or I might repaint it gold and do something else. But I've got light brown panel liner, or deep brown, dark brown, and black. And I have to admit, I've been playing around with the panel liner with certain figures, like my samurai. Like here's one I've been working on. It's a Lion Clan leader, actually, samurai. He's got. I actually made the lion made. But anyway, and I've hit him with some of the stuff, and it's really cool. His fan, I think I should paint white with like a Japanese flag thing on it, like just a red circle, just because that would be cool, I think. But I mean, who knows? I have so many games I want to run, like Taos Atlanta. I would love if I could get my group into Legend of the Five Rings. It's just, you know, it's just like, And if I do play L5R, for all you L5R fans out there watching the video, it will be first edition L5R. Even though I do own all the editions, and I really love the fourth edition books. They're beautiful. But the game is way more complicated, I feel. And first edition is just so simple and easy to play. You just kind of throw down with it. And, that's kind of what I'm looking for. So anyway, peace and love. Catch you later. That's what I've been working on. As you can see, the table, I just need to finish painting the components that are on it, like these corpse piles, painting clothes on them and stuff, and then putting a wash of infected green or whatever the color is I like. And then I'm thinking about repainting if you can see how pale these are, I'm thinking about repainting those like khaki color, like Army, U.S. Army khaki. Because I know when I was in the Army, the sandbags we got were made out of some kind of plastic weave, and they were all gray. So, maybe I need to do a little bit more. You'll notice I painted I painted some of the bunkers actually camouflage. This one's actually got like a little area on top of it and a ladder I need to paint that, people could climb up and then post up here. And then I've added trenches on the edges of there in areas that no one would ever put scatter terrain, because that's a big thing when I'm adding these permanent fixtures. I want to make sure that I'm not blocking scatter terrain. So that's a thing. Anyway, wish me luck. Hopefully, increasing the exposure times is going to make my Saturn work with this new resin. I hope it does. It did a little bit, because I did print out these Crab Clan Samurais, which originally had Tetsubos, but I printed out like 3 of them. And so I gave this guy an axe that I had off of the Reaper pack. And this one I think is really kind of cool. He's got like, I think it's called a dowel. Basically, it's a big ass sword. I think it's called a dowel though. And then of course I've got the guy with the Tetsubo, and I've even got a old metal one from because I used to play this game way back in the day. So here's Hida whatever. Yeah, the actual war game for Legend of the Five Rings, I have the hardbound book and tons of miniatures. Like right here's a Clan War box set that has Crab and no, it looks like this is Mantis and Ronin. Yeah, I used to be into all that stuff. So, anyway, I will talk to you later. Peace and love. God bless.